What's good, everybody? This is Miss D, and I'm welcoming you back to the My Graceful Journey episode of the Teen S.C.E.N.E. I'm so excited to be here today. I just can't tell you how excited I am to be sharing my CD with you. The CD was copywritten in 2011, but it was written in 2007. 2006, 2007. And I have, so far we've gone through the first 4 segments, and now today we're going to deal with 5 and 6. And so I'm just kind of, I'm winging it today. Normally I have notes, but I'm just going to flow in the spirit and just let God speak through me and speak from my, I'm going to speak from my heart. And I hope you enjoy it. But before we get started with the flowing, I'm going to flow poetically, and I'm going to read you. And I did say read because it has been, like I said, I wrote these poems in 2007, and so it's been a minute since I've actually performed these, and I really just want to share this one with you. I know I've been sharing them with you via the CD here for the previous episodes, but for this particular poem, it's the only one that has no music to it. It's strictly vocal. And then later on in the show, I will get into the 6th poem, which I will play that CD for you. So without further ado, the name of this poem is called What You Do. Her first smile, her first step, the first time she said, "I love you, Mommy," her first day of school, her first trip to the pumpkin patch, her first experience at church, her first road trip, her first solid food, her first tooth, her first pet, her first birthday party. And none of this included you. I'm struggling to understand how it is you do what you do. How do you go through life knowing she's part of you, yet refuse to do what your court ordered to do? Is she yours, you say? She is, but I can't tell. Her father you may be biologically, but her dad is someone you failed to become. I could give you the working definition of a real man, but why waste precious time? You already know he's not the brother looking back at you in the mirror because you're content being substandard and absent in her life. Wow. Her first word was pizza. Her first stitches. The Christmas Eve, I had to rush her to the ER. Middle of the night feedings, every 2 hours, and still had to make it into the office by 9. I can't fathom how you do what you do, all the while taking for granted that I will have the strength to pick up the slack for you and pull my weight too. I can't, but by God's grace, we always make it through. Thank you, Lord. Montessori school, ballet lessons, soccer MVP, Spanish classes. My Heavenly Father has made sure she's had the finer things. Yet, it still escapes me how you do what you do. How you choose between doing for your child or you. Seems there's no choice to be made. Supplying her needs for me will always prevail, regardless of the price I pay. But obviously your sentiments are not the same. I've worked 9 to 5, then rushed down the road to work 6 to close, bought food on credit, and read bedtime stories by candlelight. Gone for months on end without a phone or cable. Gone months without a stylist touching my hair while you're out there living a responsibility-free life, living off of someone else. Poor girl. Rocking Movado and Sean John, Fat Farm and Adidas, pushing a new Mustang and taking trips to Jamaica without a care. Does Amani cross your mind while you're out there? doing what you do? Do you wonder what she's having for dinner? Or if our electricity is on, so she can have heat too? Do you wonder if we have enough money to put gas in our car to make the trip safely home? Do you think about if I have money to get her asthma medication, or do you even care? Sometimes I think my emotions have asthma because your carelessness is restricting my air. I've been praying for the answer to my unanswered prayer, how to forgive you. I still haven't found a quick solution that will help me break through the wall of anger that I have built against you. Each brick cemented by a broken promise to care. You were supposed to be there, at least to see her through. She deserves to be a daddy's girl, yet she still doesn't even really know you. You rationalize all of your rational lies. Why you haven't done what you should, you've blamed me and everyone in between as to why you've never made good. Told my attorney you didn't want to be penalized for 4 years of neglect. Well, although I might not be able to make you pay, just wait. Wait until the day you have to own your wrongs and admit them as you look into your daughter's eyes. Hell hath only one fury greater than a woman scorned. A child who can't understand why daddy hasn't been around since she was born.
Wow.
I hope that blessed someone. That was the poem called What You Do, and that's on the My Graceful Journey CD.
Wow.
The title is What You Do, and if you notice, there's another poem called How Would You Do? I reference what you do in that poem as well as the poem Anger. And so this poem right here is kind of just me pouring out my heart and soul about the actual things that we've been through, because I didn't really get into specifics with the other poems in terms of everything that what our journey has looked like. This poem gives you a snapshot of what our journey was like in 2006, 2007. And, you know, it's like I said previously, it still applies today. We're still, you know, dealing with the whole child support issue and the sporadic payments. Sometimes he pays, sometimes he doesn't. You know, but like I said, and the theme is the same. Regardless of what someone else chooses to do, whether he chooses to do the right things or not, God's got us. He's got us. And I guess the message that I'm trying to hit home to single parents, just do you. Just do you. Don't get so bound up and wrapped up in what the other person is not doing. You know, it's really important that your focus remain on your child, because that anger and all that drama, that's a work of the enemy to distract you from what's important. Parenthood is a ministry. Motherhood is a ministry. Fatherhood is a ministry. And as long as you keep that in your you keep that in front of you, and you keep that in your thoughts, that you're not just a parent, but you're a minister. Everything that you do in your home, you're the minister of your home. You know, yeah, it's hard, and yes, you're going to have emotional outbursts. You know, but because you're human. And yes, you're going to get tired of the nonsense. You're going to get tired of the drama. There are going to be days when you're going to be overwhelmed. You know, but if you just keep your focus on God, keep your eyes on Him. Keep your eyes on the things that are important. His word says, think on good things. Think on things that are pure. Think on things that are right. So, if we keep our focus on, like I said, on our ministry, which is our children. And Proverbs 127:3 says, children are a gift from the Lord. They are a reward from Him. So you have to look at it from the standpoint that you're the one, especially if you're the custodial parent and you're not receiving help from the non-custodial parent. Look at it from the standpoint that you are the one that got the reward. You are the one who received the God's treasure, God's gift. Your child is a blessing. And, thinking those things and realizing and understanding those things have helped me to maintain. It's possible for me to be in the same room with my daughter's father and no drama will break out. I don't have to make little, slick comments to him. I don't have to say anything negative. I don't have to do the eye rolling and the shade throwing and all of that, because I can look at the brother. I can look at him and know that when somebody's being blessed from what they're doing, and when they're paying for what they're not doing. I'm just going to say it like that because I don't want to sound like I'm judging him. That's not for me. God's got that part. He's got that part. So I'm not going to I'm not going to sit and focus on what he's not doing, because when he sees his child and she's looking amazing, nice clothes, and it doesn't have to be brand name stuff, but because we really are not brand name conscious like that, and I'm not raising her to be that way, but she always looks nice. She's always fashionable. Her hair is always nice, and like I said, she's a big girl now. She'll be 17 tomorrow, but amazing. But this has been a 10-year journey, and I'm just watching God continue to have our back and to do, to bestow His grace on us. He keeps doing wonders. He keeps showing me things every day. He keeps blessing us. I mean, there's so much. There's so much more that I have been blessed with than what I didn't receive, worrying about, what the other parent didn't do. There's so many more blessings that I've received despite him, regardless of him, without him, however you want to say it. And I also know that God handles His business. The Bible says, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So, condemning that man, nagging him, talking about him, arguing with him, that is not my fight. That's not my fight. And I want to live my life in peace. It's peaceful. I'm not bitter that the relationship didn't work out. I'm so peaceful. I am so peaceful. Now, do I like how he treats our daughter? Absolutely not. Do I like how he, is sporadic with the visits and how he's in and out of her life and how he decides when he wants to obey court orders and pays his child support when he feels like it? No, none of that is okay with me. None in the least. And yes, there are days when it does upset me, or it aggravates me, or it ticks me off. But at no time will I go to him and argue with him about this at this point anymore, because first of all, I don't have time for people that try to provoke me. Second of all, I don't have time to be worrying about stuff that I already know that God is going to handle. See, if you're going to handle it, then God's going to step back and let you handle it, and He's going to come out of the equation. But if you let God handle it, then His divinity and His power are going to come into the situation, and He's going to do so much more than what you could have done with that person, whether it's turning that person around or or rendering correction to that person. Whatever God's will is for that person in that situation, you just get your popcorn and sit back and watch the show, because you can see evidence of when God is moving in somebody's life and you can see how God is moving in somebody's life. So to that, I will just say, I guess the point of this whole poem, What You Do, is really not a rant session. It's not me venting. It's me just really lamenting and looking at where we came from to where God brought us, what we were in and how God brought us through it. So that's the biggest part of that poem, What You Do. And I just really want everyone to kind of sit back and look at their situations and understand that the most precious thing in your home is peace. And the most precious thing for your child to see is you at peace. You don't want your anger and your frustration to be taken out on your child. That child doesn't need to grow up with those kinds of emotional scars, that trauma. You're mad at dad for not doing, or you're mad at mom for what she said, and so you're gonna be mean to the child or cuss the child out or punish the child or tell them to get away from you or go sit down somewhere. No. Let that child is there. That child is a reward. That child is a gift. I can think about the number of times when I'm upset about something and my daughter will not necessarily know what's wrong, but she can see it or she can feel it in my spirit. And she'll just come and she'll just sit and put her head on my shoulder. Or, when she was small, she would do that. Now she's older. She's like, Mom, what's wrong? Mom, you okay? She can sense it. And she'll do something until I laugh or until I smile. So, God always brings back to my remembrance that my child is a blessing. And in those moments of frustration, she is a balm for my spirit and for my heart. She brings love into the situation and she gives love. And, she's kind of watching over me. She's my little angel. Just as much as I watch over her and try to protect her. Our kids do that. And so we have to recognize that, and we can't, push them away or rebuke them when they're trying to bring love and healing to us as parents. Don't let your anger injure your child's emotions. And that brings me to my next poem, which is called The Single Parent's Prayer. The Single Parent's Prayer is very profound, and it addresses what I just finished speaking of. Don't burden your child with your anger. Don't burden your child with your frustrations, because you create a cycle. He creates a cycle. Angry parents raise angry children. And so again, I'm going to go back and say it, coping skills. We as parents have to learn how to heal ourselves and learn coping skills if you don't have them. And you know, if your way of dealing with stuff is physical altercations, cussing and carrying on, then your coping skills need some they need an overhaul. They need a makeover. You need a whole new set of coping skills, because what you're demonstrating for your child is that's how to treat people, and they're going to get enough of that on TV. So they need to see what really to do. You know, they need to see that modeled at home, how to really handle conflict, how to really, you know, do the right thing, how to really trust God, how to really be the minister of a home. They're going to learn that from you. So whatever it is that you're bringing to the table in terms of your coping skills and, you know, all of your defense mechanisms and all of that, your kids are going to pick it up, and your kids are going to see it, and they're either going to make one of two decisions. Either I'm not ever going to be like that, or they're going to end up being just like that. So just remember, you know, our kids are very much in tune with us, and more of what they're a product of their environment. So make sure their environment produces good fruit. Make sure their environment nurtures good things to come out of their personalities, and you know, make sure their environment nurtures confidence. It nurtures self-control. It nurtures the fruits of the Spirit. You want good fruit. I'm sorry. You want truth. You want truth. You want all of those things. You want honesty. You want confidence. You want love. You know, you want gentleness in their spirit. You want meekness. You want patience, kindness. Those are the things that you want their home environment to nurture. Those are the fruits that you want their home environment to produce in them, so that when they go to school, their love tank is already filled up. They are confident because they know that even though dad is not around or mom is not around, that whoever the custodial parent is, they know that you got their back. And kids are so much more confident when they know that the parent that they have is their rider. My daughter knows that I am her rider. I am her ride or die. And there is nothing that will occur that if she needs me, I won't step in and handle. You know, but that gives kids confidence to know that they have that kind of support from their parents. So just be mindful of how you nurture, what you nurture inside of your children, and be careful not to kill their spirits as well. So I'm going to now introduce the last poem of the My Graceful Journey edition of the Teen S.C.E.N.E. This one is actually the outro on the CD, and if I have not ever said this before, you can get your copy of the CD by emailing me at dania.prc@hotmail.com, or you can go on Facebook to My Graceful Journey Facebook page. You can find me on Facebook. So I'm going to play this CD, and I'm going to let this one take us out. And thank you for tuning in, and I hope that this whole entire series has blessed you as much as it has blessed me. So before we go, let's just take a listen to the Single Parent's Prayer, and this is probably my most favorite one, so I hope you enjoy it as well. It's very uplifting. The Single Parent's Prayer.
Lord, although I am unmarried and a parent, I ask that you hear my prayer. First, I want to praise you, Lord, for guiding me even when I didn't realize you were there. Thank you for my child and choosing me to steward over such a precious gift. Father, forgive me for not always putting my life to please you and for making decisions to do things your word forbids me to do. Father, forgive me for the way I act sometimes when I'm going through. Lord, I'm a work in progress, but in my heart, I truly desire to trust and serve you in everything I do. Lord, cover me with your strength to accomplish all that I am about to ask of you. For I know I can't win with my carnal strength. All of my might must come spiritually through you. Philippians 4:13. Father, fill me with your divine love and teach me to follow the parenting model you've given me for love. Father, help me understand that at times parenting is a slow process, but I must never give up. Give me the words to teach my child to love you and make me a role model to show her each day the things a godly parent would do. Father, fill me with the spirit of patience and kindness in moments of despair. When I'm agitated and life just doesn't seem fair. Lord, give me understanding to see that my frustration might be the reason my child is misbehaving. Lord, keep me ever aware of the possibility that it's traits in me she's imitating. Father, in times of correction, fill me with the spirits of meekness and grace. Fill me with mercy and give me the words to teach her with love instead of anger. For with all that goes on in this world, I need her to never fear confiding in me, especially in times of clear and present danger. Lord, your will is to have me build her and fill her spirit with wisdom and self-control, not tear her down with words or actions that are abusive and cold. Always remind me, Father, that the objective of correction is protection, not control. Lord, give me the insight to see things through the eyes of a child. Help me be mindful of her innocence and that generally a child's intentions are good, especially when she repeatedly does things in a way that's not as I think she should. Never let me forget how to be playful and smile. Give me the wisdom to know and cherish the heart of my child. Lord, give me the wisdom to make right decisions while I temporarily head my household, so that my business will be in order with the man who sent to permanently and lovingly fulfill that role. Father, teach me the joys of serving in my singleness as I prepare to become a spouse. For I must first submit my life to you before you will bestow the ministry of marriage upon my house. Father, in all that I do, show me how to be the kind of parent that would make you proud to call me your child. Just as I know my daughter is a miniature version of me, I strive to be a reflection of you.
I hope that blessed you, and Ms. D is signing off for the Teen S.C.E.N.E on the Terri Graham Radio Show. Bye.